Hey there, you found us. Welcome to You're Doing Good. I'm BJ Krintzman. I'm your host, the philanthropy influencer, the self-styled philanthropy influencer. And what we do is we focus every episode on a different nonprofit or a different person, somebody who's doing good. Tonight we have, it's really kind of a departure for us. It's a person who's doing good for sure, but she runs a for-profit business. And I don't know if you're going to be our only one, but I was so excited. My son Josh told me about you, and I was very excited to do this. So please join me in welcoming Shara Ertel. And Shara is the owner, founder, manager of Fulfilled Goods. Do you say fulfilled or do you say fulfilled?
Either one.
Well,
Fulfilled.
how do you say it?
I guess I say fulfilled goods.
Fulfilled, because in Massachusetts, Fulfilled Goods. And this is such an intriguing concept, and it's fabulous. So welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, BJ. Really
Okay.
glad to be here.
Oh, I'm thrilled that you're here. Okay. Oh, so we're so good. We're so good together. Okay. So first of all, actually, before we get into Fulfilled Goods, tell us about Shara Ertel.
Sure. Well, I lived in Newton for about 25 years. I've raised my kids here. They're proud graduates of the Newton Public Schools. And after a first career in biotechnology, I took some time off, mostly to focus on the kids. And then I really wanted to do something entrepreneurial and ultimately launched Fulfilled Goods a little over 3 years ago.
So you still live in Newton?
Still live in Newton, yeah.
Fabulous. Well, we're glad you're here. Now, we'll talk about Fulfilled Goods.
Sure.
So Fulfilled Goods is a store, right? And we've established it's a for-profit, regular old business. So first of all, where are you located?
So our first location that we opened 3 years ago is in Newtonville. It's on Washington Street. It's across from the Whole Foods. And
it's next door to where that 7-Eleven is.
Exactly, yes.
The 7-Eleven that overlooks the Mass Pike on Washington Street.
Exactly, we back up on the Mass Pike, which is great. And so that's our first location. We actually just opened a second location in Newton Center within another store. So it's 2 stores in one in Derby Farm Flowers, and again, Newton Center, the corner of Center and Beacon Street.
And that's that big brick building that has the bagel shop.
Exactly, in the basement, yeah.
That's there, yeah. Okay, so so business must be good if you're opening a second shop.
Business, I have a really strong customer base. The reason for opening a second location was I had an opportunity to do so. I live in Newton Center, so I really had wanted to have a presence in Newton Center. And one of the things I've learned about the business is people in Newton are very specific. And so even though I have, my location is, the first one was in Newtonville, I found that a lot of people who lived in Newton didn't know about it and didn't really go up that way. So I wanted to make it more accessible to a bigger number of people.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. We have our little
pockets.
Enclaves. This is where we do our shopping. This is where you do things, yeah. And you may not branch out to other parts of Newton.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've built up the suspense in Newton. For those of you who don't know, well, wait, I'm going to build it up a little bit further. How long has Fulfilled Goods been in the one in Newtonville? How long has that been?
A little over 3 years, September of 22.
Okay. Oh, September of 22.
Right.
So that was where we were coming out of the pandemic.
Correct.
Right, just about then when you opened, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now, what does Fulfilled Goods do?
Okay, so Fulfilled Goods is, I guess, the term for the kind of store it is a zero waste store. So I don't like zero waste because I feel like that's too hard for people to kind of get their heads around. But it's a low waste store. We try to provide ways for people to avoid generating waste in the first place. So the crux of our store is a refillery where you can bring your own containers and fill it as full as you want with different kinds of products. So we have hundreds of food items. We have herbs and spices, coffee, tea, fruit, nuts, all kind of dried goods, right? Oils and vinegars, even tahini. And then we also have a selection of personal care items, including products.
Let's slow down. Let's take this a little. Let's talk about food. Who doesn't like to talk about food? So this is, you said zero waste, and it's you can fill containers. So I can come in with a pot and say, give me some pepper.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, now what happens? Do I measure it out? You measure it out? How do you charge me for
So
this?
for the everything's done by weight. So for the food, employees do it because for health code reasons. But we weigh so that we encourage customers to bring their own containers. If not, we have containers that have been donated by the community that we clean and sanitize, or we have things that you can buy. But we encourage people to bring their own. They have to be clean and dry and empty. And we weigh your empty container first, then we fill it with as much or as little as you want, and then we weigh the, once it's full, and you just pay for what we add to the product, for the product.
All right, so let's say spices.
Yes.
These are generic? I mean, do I know that I'm getting Jerky's pepper, or do I know who I'm getting?
So the brand that we carry, for the most part, is Frontier Co-op, which you can find, at the store across the street and other stores. Most of our herbs are organic, and you'll find that especially our herbs and spices are definitely a huge deal. If you bring in your container and fill it, it is a fraction of the cost of if you were going and buying the same exact herbs in a glass jar across the street.
That's what I was going to ask you. So do you have peppercorns?
We do, yeah.
All right, so let's say if I bought a little jar of peppercorns.
Yeah.
That would be, I don't really know, but let's say $4.99.
Right.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember our peppercorns, yeah.
And at your store, just give us
Well, so something like oregano is one that I just filled the other day, and the customer was just shocked because we filled up, the typical whatever jar of oregano, and it was, I think, like 46 cents. So that would be dollars, if you were buying it at the supermarket.
Okay, so now you're giving me an idea, which is that I could come in when I'm done with my oregano, bring my oregano thing. It already says oregano on it.
Yep.
And you fill it all up for 49 cents.
Yep.
Well, how fabulous is this?
It's great. So for the herbs and spices,
and order
for
of
sure,
magnitude,
so cheap.
it's really a tenth. I mean, it's a fraction. You're saying
it's much cheaper for that because you're not paying for the glass jar. You're not
Right.
paying for the container. You're only paying for the product. So.
Right.
So in those cases, and I try when I source products to make sure that people are getting a deal. A lot of it, is not apples to oranges because some of the products we carry are higher quality than some of the other things you're going to find in other places. Like our olive oil, it actually just won an award on Wirecutter as one of the top.
One of the most virgin.
Right, exactly. So it's going to be more expensive than getting a huge, gallon of it at, Wegmans or Costco or something like that, but it's much higher quality olive oil.
I just love this idea. I'm gonna, and it didn't occur to me. I'm thinking about containers that I can take what's empty that I just finished up, and come fill it up. Oh my God, I love this idea. Okay, so
or if you're one of those people who wants to have their beautiful picture perfect pantry, and you have those specific containers, you're not buying stuff, emptying it in, throwing out all the packaging. You can bring in those containers, fill those, and then just put them right back in your pantry.
Right.
So.
This is fabulous. Okay, so let's finish out the food. So in foods, you have spices, you have herbs, you have rice, do you have flour, do you have things like...
Sugar, rice, flour. We now have candy. We started. I was hesitant to carry too much candy, but people really like it, and our candy is cheap too.
Well,
so.
what do you mean candy?
I mean, we have, we'll have chocolate-covered malt balls, gummy bears. I've now have a selection of the Swedish candy that's been really popular with people. We have, chocolate-covered pretzels and chocolate-covered nuts and fruits and things like that. So. I don't know.
All right, so staples. So you've got spices, herbs, staples.
Yep. Coffees, teas.
Coffee, pasta?
Yep. Pasta, yep. And we try to source as locally as possible. So one of the coffee brands we have is Pavement Coffee, which is...
Say that again slowly so we can understand you.
Pavement Coffee.
Pavement?
Which I believe is owned by a Newton resident. So, but it's roasted, in Woburn now, is where their roastery is.
Do you have decaf?
We do have decaf, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to come over.
I know.
Because I'm
great.
so
you got to check it out.
I'm so sick of prices. Everyone is. And by the way, we won't even get into the whole that affordability doesn't exist anymore because that's what a joke. Anyway, all right. So what else in food? Did we cover the landscape?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of my different
Ketchup,
shelves.
mustard?
No, I don't have condiments. I mean, it has to be shelf stable. So have not gotten into. I mean, I do have tahini, but that's shelf stable. The oils and vinegars. I'm trying to think of other liquids that are food based that we have. But yeah, we've got I also have like superfoods like matcha and goji berries and mushroom powders and things like that as well.
Oh my God.
It's fun. I know.
Yeah, I was just
You
saying,
have
what
to- like
fun
people come in and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that there was a place like this that existed."
What fun to do this. Okay, so that's one category
Okay.
is food. Next,
Exactly.
you have
Cleaning products, so
Oh.
laundry, dish. So for dish, we have stuff for hand washing dishes. We have dish powder for the dishwasher. We have pods that you can put in, and there's single whatever dispensing things. We have dish gel. We have for laundry. We have pods, powder, sheets.
Are they
and liquid.
fragrance-free?
We have fragrance and fragrance-free options for people. So we kind of have something for everyone.
An order of magnitude, again, is it a fraction of what the others cost or not?
It's hard to do. It might not be the same because, well, again, a lot of the stuff that you're buying is got a lot more chemicals in it. So a lot
Yes,
of the
it's not
stuff that we
apples
have
and
is,
apples.
yeah.
You're getting a higher quality product.
Right. It ends up being like
And-
30 cents a load for dishes
Yeah.
or for laundry, basically. I think for a lot of our stuff, 30 to 50 cents a load.
All right, so we're now in the sort of housewares, house good. What else do you have?
Well, and also for housewares, we've got, like bathroom cleaner, and we have one of our really popular products are these toilet bombs where you basically take this pod of whatever, compressed powder, you stick it in your toilet, fizzes up, and then it's just much easier to clean. So those are really popular too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about things like this?
So
Newton.
so in addition to all of the refill products we
Newton, you got to see this one. I've actually I think somebody gave me one of these.
they
have
work
this.
really well, I have to say.
All right,
yeah.
tell Newton. Can you see this, Newton? What this is
It's a replacement for saran wrap. So instead of using your disposable single-use saran wrap, you use that instead. It's a silicone.
so this you pull this out
Yep.
and this would go over the
bowl.
bowl.
Or a big piece of the bigger ones can go over like a half a watermelon. The little ones can go over a tomato or an apple.
Right.
So
During,
and it goes in the dishwasher, so it's just easier to clean or hand wash it.
and that's reusable. And during the pandemic, I became aware. I wasn't even aware of because I didn't leave the house for 2 years, so I was ordering. Everything was being brought in, so I was aware of ordering, for instance, tinfoil and plastic wrap. And I said, wait a minute, I don't like this. Why am I doing this? I'm trying to leave a smaller footprint. And so I said I rarely use, I will use containers or cover, or I'll take a dish and cover a bowl with a dish, or you could use this kind of, or anything except to buy more and more saran wrap. And the same with tinfoil, trying just not to do, or reusing the tinfoil.
Right.
I wash out plastic bags.
There you go.
Like that you get vegetables in at Whole Foods. I actually wash them out. Don't tell anyone, Newton. Okay. My kids hate that I do that. But anyway, all right. So
Any little thing helps.
So we've got a house. Now show Newton this thing.
And this is another example of something that replaces saran wrap. I think it works better. This one's for an avocado. So and there's actually two because avocados come in different sizes. So, and I don't know. I never seem to be able to eat a whole avocado in one sitting. You always have one half left over. So whether the pit is in it or not, if the pit isn't in it, then you just depress this, and it just does a better job of keeping the avocado from going brown.
So the light green one would fit the Haas.
Exactly.
The Haas avocado, and the other would be for the the others.
And then they just sit inside each other. And again, they just go in the dishwasher or you can hand wash it.
That's fabulous. All right, so we've got laundry stuff, we've got dishwasher stuff, you've got things for the kitchen.
And then personal care items is the other big category of things that we have for refills.
Now, Newton, we're getting to personal care. Now we're going to get personal. All right, so we'll begin with an easy one.
Well, first
Tell
the
Newton about
refills
this
that
one.
we do. On our refill bar, we've got hand soap, shampoo, conditioner, body lotion, bath gel, things like that. But then some.
Wait. And on the hand soap.
Correct.
Can I get unscented, different scents? The kind that fizzes up, the kind that doesn't fizz up. Do you have?
So we have all of those. We actually don't have the kind that fizzes up because you could just make it yourself. You just use a little bit and then add water. And that's all you need to do to make the foaming hand wash.
Oh.
It's just diluted, so basically.
Newton.
I know, right?
Yes.
Other ways to save money.
Right.
But some of the other products we have that I think people don't think about that are refillable is we have perfume that you can buy and refill it.
All right, but how many, you know,
Oh, just one. We just
brands
have
of-
this one brand. I mean,
just
because
this one called Rose?
that's
Rose Patchouli Amber?
That's one brand. It just pulls off. It's one brand, but that's one scent. We have a
Okay.
couple of different scents.
That's what I'm asking. One brand. but
Different
different
scents, but
Okay.
yeah, there's one brand that does the refills.
Otherwise, it would make no sense. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, Newton. I didn't mean to say that. Okay.
And this again is not refill it or
This,
refill
in 100
bar.
years, I wouldn't think that about refilling mascara.
Exactly. So it's not, we don't actually refill it in store, but the way it works is the company, we send back the empty container and you get a new container. So you keep the wand and then you get a new container and then they recycle the old one. They clean, sanitize it and then recycle it. So yeah, it's been fun like learning about these different options that are
Now,
out there. And this is glass and bamboo, so it's much more sustainable than the plastic that you would usually see.
And this little number I love.
So this is lip balm, and it's actually made here in Massachusetts, and it's in a compostable paper cardboard tube. So you just like push it up, and there you go, your lip balm. And again, love the fact that it's a local company. Anyway, and people love this. It's great for stocking stuffers or for presents.
And if you think about what you don't think about is how much plastic. And I have felt less guilty about plastic because I recycle everything. I have a completely full bin of recycling, and then my trash, I throw away 7 things. I don't even know, should I waste, putting something out this week or wait until it builds up. But this is really even better.
Yeah.
Because it's still the plastic, and I don't think that we're getting our bang for the buck that we think we're getting with recycling.
Right. Recycling, and Newton is very good, and we have a lot of options for taking items and trying to recycle them. So Newton does as good a job as it can. But there's also just a lot of items that aren't recyclable, like prescription pill bottles and things like that. What we've tried to do is work with companies that do collect things like that. Like I've actually just found a woman in California who will collect prescription pill bottles, and then she.
You mean those amber-colored?
Yeah, because you can't recycle them curbside.
Oh,
they're too small.
I didn't know that. Who knew?
There's 2 reasons. One is they're too small. So if it's something smaller than your fist, it'll fall through the sorting equipment at the MRFs, the material resource recycling facilities. But the other reason is it's technically medical waste, so a lot of places won't take that as well. But this woman in California, I think, will take them, and she shreds them up into the plastic and molds them into sunglass frames. So that's kind of an upcycling, I guess, if you will.
So good. So good.
It is hard. I mean, people trying to avoid it in the first place is the best thing to do, but sometimes you just can't because there aren't options out there.
Well, you do the most you can, and then it's a sort of a series of what's the best you can do, what can you do that's better than doing nothing.
Correct.
Yeah. So you brought us some other, we're still in the health and beauty aids. And this she loves, and she keeps it in her car.
I know, I keep it in my car and my purse. So it's a solid lotion bar. So and it just comes in this tin. We actually have a couple of different versions of this from different brands because I just love them so much, and they are really popular with our customers. So this one, again, it's in a tin, and you just, from the heat of your hands, it just melts, and then you've got your lotion on you. So you're not sitting there squirting it on and everything. So this is one of the brands we have. And again, we have an scented and unscented options. So
why do I feel like I'm going to be coming to your store tomorrow and
it's
buying
great
everything
stuff.
you
It's
have
fun.
there? All right, and what's this little number?
So this is, it's a tin, and inside this is actually a toothpaste tab. So instead of using, the tube of toothpaste and the plastic tube, there are these tabs, and you just chew it up a little bit, and then once you start brushing, it foams up just like regular toothpaste. And it's much smaller. It's great for traveling, and it's also less waste. So. That's one of our favorite products. And we have fluoride and non-fluoride versions.
Are these tins recyclable? Recyclable, the tins?
Or refillable, but yeah.
So tell me the advantage of this over a tube of toothpaste.
Well, the tube of toothpaste is plastic. First
Plastic.
of all, yeah. So, and then you're adding that. That's not recyclable, so you throw that in the landfill or the incinerator. And then, so this is, yeah, no waste.
Excellent.
Oh, and I forgot to bring my toothbrush. So this, she just made an electric
That's
toothbrush.
what everyone says when they take a trip. I forgot to bring my toothbrush.
Well, we have bamboo
Go to the
toothbrushes.
concierge. They'll have one at the desk. Yeah.
But, well, we also have, this company has just made an electric toothbrush, which is as sustainable as possible. It's got a bamboo body, and she'll take the head is compostable. And she'll take back the toothbrush at the end of life, and she'll recycle it.
You must have so much fun sourcing these things.
It's been really fun, and it's been fun working with the different vendors. I mean, they're really great people who are trying to make a difference.
All right, and tell me, is this a razor blade?
It is a razor. So, I think, Gillette was famous with its marketing of, selling the cheap razor and then getting you with the replacement heads. And all of that is plastic. It's going into the landfill, and it's not recyclable. So this is a metal body, and this one I love because it pivots and it can hold up to 3 blades. And so there is a little bit of an upfront investment in buying the razor in the first place, but the blades are like pennies to replace.
What do you mean it holds up to 3 blades?
So there's there's 3 blades in there.
So when it goes along, it's going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so it's a closer shave, and then we also have a single blade version that doesn't pivot as well, which is less expensive. But anyway, these are, I don't know, I love them. I mean, it's a great razor. So over time, you save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Up front, it's going to be more money, and we're actually, yeah.
All right. So we've covered now. This is the health and beauty aid section. We've done household stuff, and we've done food. Is that the 3 categories that you have?
Those are pretty much yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fabulous. Now,
and then we provide other services as well. Like we do now have bins programs for collecting hard to recycle items. So things like your plastic wrappers from your food, your plastic toothbrushes and toothpaste holders. We can now
what
take and
plastic
recycle.
wrappers from my food? What are you talking about?
So if you go to like Trader Joe's or something, you buy your fruit or nuts there. It's in a plastic pouch. So those you can't recycle curbside, because it's multi-layered plastic, so it's not recyclable curbside. So, but we can collect those, and then it's recycled.
Do you have a list, like on your website, that says these are the things?
We will be putting one up there shortly. I'm getting it all put together, because a lot of it all has to be separated into the different waste streams.
Right, because one of my gripes about Newton, and I think they do a fabulous job recycling, and they pick it up and it goes away, and it's just fabulous. And I compost, so I love that
That
happens.
makes a huge difference in reducing your waste, right?
Yes, that's terrific. But what I don't like is that Newton is not that specific in their instructions about what you like. I did not know that medicine bottles were not.
Right.
And I think they should have a very distinctive list, because there are a lot of us who would like to behave, and we don't know where. I thought it was a credit card, that it has to be, the piece of plastic has to be big. I have friends, people I know, let's put it that way, who think they can recycle used tissues.
Oh, yeah, no.
So and I have to explain. No, there's nothing there. You can't. It's
right.
gone. It's reached its end use. But I also understand that somebody puts something like that in, it ruins the whole batch of recyclables. But I wish that Newton would be more specific about. And by the way, for instance, you can't. I don't know what ice cream container means. There are 15 different kinds of ice cream containers. I don't know what take-home food containers mean. And then all of a sudden, I know that the mayor came on. She said, you can't recycle the black bottom of those take-home things. Who knew that? So I wish they'd be more specific. Anyway,
there actually is on the DPW website, there is, I think, an app. Well, I think there's an app you can download, but there is a place where you can type in, can I recycle this? I think it's like the Recycle Right app. So they're
Oh, okay.
trying. They are trying to educate
From
people
the
as much as
DPW?
possible. I think it's on the DPW
Yeah,
website,
okay.
the Sustainable Materials Management
But
Division.
that's putting it on me, and they could very easily. They have no trouble sending out real estate tax bills. They could take all those addresses and send out. Here's the list of specific things. There is something that they send out, but it's not as specific as I would
As you
like it to
need.
be.
Okay, good
But
to-
anyway,
yeah,
all
good
right, now
feedback.
we don't have that much time left. But tell us, you've gotten your message into the schools, and you've done other kinds, reached out in community ways. So
Trying to,
tell me,
yeah.
tell
I
me
mean,
what you've done.
I think an occupational hazard of being in a business that's involved in like trying to avoid waste is you start looking outside. So, well, you talked about the black plastic containers, the takeout containers. So that was one, trying to reduce waste from a takeout perspective, and that when restaurants are serving food in-house, that it's served on reusable plates and with reusable utensils. But what I've really found is just the inordinate amount of waste in our schools. So our schools, unfortunately, are not recycling as well as they could be, but especially in the cafeterias, there's just so much waste there. We are, we serve a lot of our food on compostable trays and with compostable utensils, but those have to be commercially composted, like black earth, which is what, if you compost and
Right.
curbside, what you use. None of our schools commercially compost. So we're spending more money to purchase compostable foodware that our kids are eating on, and we're literally throwing it in the trash. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars we're literally throwing in the trash instead of composting. And in addition, we're also throwing away some perfectly good food as well. So a lot of times the kitchens are making food, but they're not serving it all. And by some estimates, there's tons of food that we could be rescuing from the kitchens and could be redistributing out into the community to people who need that, which would be the equivalent of thousands of meals. So that's one of the things that I wish we could be doing a better job of within Newton, composting, using recyclables within our schools. Other school districts are doing that. Newton's now building schools where we will not have the capability to do reusable trays and utensils. We specifically are.
What do you mean? New
We're building
schools
schools now, and they will not have dishwashing capability that's capable of washing reusable trays or reusable utensils. So our other school districts around us, like Needham, Brookline, Lexington, they're all switching over to reusables and not Newton.
That doesn't sound like us.
It doesn't.
I know, I'm shocked. And the other thing, I mean, you didn't mention, but it's also by doing all this in the schools, we're not teaching the next generation, this is how to preserve the planet. This is how to save on waste.
Right. We're teaching them that's a throwaway culture. So, and we want to teach them to be better.
Fabulous. Shara Ertel, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Thanks
Just
so much.
tell us, what are the hours of your store, and then we've got to wrap up.
Well, our hours have been shifting a little bit. We've been trying to expand them as much as possible and just trying to get the staff to do that. For the holidays, we'll be open more. Generally, 11 to 5 or 12 to 6, depending on the day and depending on the location.
Okay.
That's not a good answer, but yes, we're working. We're trying to get to 10 to 6. Once we have enough staff, that's what we would ideally do, but we're within
That's all right.
that.
But generally 11 to 5 or 6, something
Yes.
like that, or noon. Yeah, fabulous. And are you open tomorrow? I'm coming. I'm going to come
We are
tomorrow.
open tomorrow. We're closed
I'm
on
gonna come
Mondays, but
tomorrow.
we'll be open this coming Monday since it's
And
right
you know
before
what
the
else
holidays.
just occurred to me was taking a take-home container to a restaurant when I go out to eat and say, I have my own container.
You could do that for leftovers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for
that's
my leftovers. You're doing good.
Thanks so much.
Shara Ertel, thank you so much again.
Thanks for
the
having
store
me.
is Fulfilled Goods. Visit it. You'll be amazed at what the wonderful line of products she has. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having
me. And
me.
we'll see you next time on You're Doing Good. Good night.
Good night.